Hello and welcome back to my podcast. Today we're going to talk about a phase of digestion that often people don't even know about, and it can make a huge difference with certain symptoms like bloating, trapped wind, sometimes even constipation and general IBS. And this phase is called the cephalic phase. The cephalic phase is the phase before food even enters your mouth. This is a phase where the body is starting to prepare to digest and absorb your food. And the reason why this phase is being kind of missed out now in modern times is because food arrives very quickly, if not instantly, into our mouths, doesn't it? Whether that is healthy food or not healthy food, we might have got it prepared, we're wolfing it down, and before you know it, the food has hit our stomach, and the stomach is like, whoa, what is going on? And what's the problem with that? The problem is that the body might not have had the chance to prepare all the enzymes ready to digest and absorb your food. And I've talked before about the importance of enzymes in your digestive health. And actually, the enzymes themselves, having optimal enzyme production can make a huge difference to your IBS symptoms if you get IBS. Or if you're somebody who struggles with something like low nutrients, like low B12, low iron, the enzymes and the stomach acid absolutely key for extracting these nutrients. But enzymes play a massive role in your symptoms. And I actually find that enzyme support is really a big part of that piece, whether it's IBS or whether it's something like celiac. But we can do this naturally. Sometimes we need a bit of extra help, but we can do this naturally by supporting this cephalic phase. So first of all, what we want to do is try and do less of this eating on the go, eating in a rush. And I've talked about this all the time, so I'm sure that you've heard me talk about this many a time. And of course, I'm talking as somebody who does all these things myself. Of course, I am just a normal human being. And, I've talked about don't stand up and eat. And of course, I sometimes do all of these things. And I have to have a little word with myself and say, no, that isn't really very good for your digestion. Sit down and enjoy your food. So, of course, life is really busy and we are short of time. We can't all take a leisurely half an hour lunch where we can just, relax and enjoy ourselves, although that would be nice. But we can just do a few little things to try and make it a little bit easier. So first things first, I've just said to you that it's actually before we start eating that this cephalic phase is important. So let's talk about how we can support that beforehand part first. So in an ideal world, if you're actually preparing your food, then this should automatically stimulate the cephalic phase. So if you are, whether it's actual cooking or whether it's even just gathering up food, so whether it's, chopping and frying onions, or it might even just be putting things together in a sandwich or a salad, the visual stimulation of seeing this food cleverly goes into the brain, and the brain says, "Ooh, food's coming." So your mouth starts to water, or your digestion starts to produce those enzymes. So even if it's just seeing the food, that can make a big difference. Smelling food cooking is absolutely brilliant. But of course, we can't always smell food cooking. If we are grabbing a sandwich on the go, or even if we've brought our own salad to work, we can't really smell it being prepared, can we? So it might be that is an aspect that we might miss out on. But what you could do is, before you launch into wolfing your food down, is you could just look at your food for a moment and really enjoy looking at it, thinking, "Oh, I'm really looking forward to tucking into this salad or sandwich or whatever it is that you've got." And even if it doesn't have a particular smell, just get your senses on there, because that will make a start with it. What you can also do is, before you stop for your food, and I'm not suggesting that you should be daydreaming about your lunch when you're in the middle of a meeting, but thinking about your food beforehand can stimulate your digestive enzymes and your saliva. And you don't have to think about what you're having. So again, thinking about salads, and I'm thinking about that because it's at this moment in time, one of the hottest days of the year. I'm sat here really sweltering, and I've got salad ready prepared in the fridge. And I have to say, I love salad, but it doesn't necessarily make my mouth water. So, thinking about it. So what you can do is you can think about something that actually does make your mouth water. It might be that you're thinking about a juice biting into a juicy orange, or it might even be that you're thinking about some kind of food that you think is a real treat. It just doesn't matter because it's happening in your mind. And just the thought of tucking into that food is going to start getting your saliva going, and it's going to get your gastric juices flowing. So even perhaps when you're either just, whilst you're still doing what you're doing, still finishing off your work, or perhaps when you're on your way to find your lunch, whether that's from the kitchen or purchasing it or sitting down to eat somewhere, then, just start thinking about it, and that can start activating those juices as well. So thinking about it, looking at it, and I know that we haven't all got time to be sort of staring gormlessly at our food, but just enjoy looking at it because it is part of this mindfulness that I talk about a lot with food. And I am a food fan, so I think pleasure is hugely important when it comes to eating. And I know not everyone actually does feel like that, but it does really help with the digestive process to actually just take pleasure in mindfully eating our food. So yes, look at it, look at the colors, smell it if it smells, and then also think about it. Whether it's what you're about to eat or something completely different, it is okay. And then finally, the other thing to do then, of course, is that when you are sitting down, and please do sit down to eat your food, even if you are just having a 5 minute break, it's much better than wolfing your food down in front of your computer. In fact, I would argue that if you took a 20-minute break, but you still sat in front of your computer and you wolfed your food down, it would actually be worse for your digestion than if you took 5 to 10 minutes away from your desk and you ate more slowly. So maybe consider that. So next time, if you are somebody that suffers with a bit of bloating or IBS or sort of digestive issues, then definitely this is something for you to think about. And if you're not somebody who suffers with those, then I still think it's something for you to think about, because we could all do with savoring and enjoying our food. And also we do want to digest and absorb our food properly, because even if you don't have any digestive symptoms, we want to be able to access those nutrients properly. And to access those nutrients properly, we need those enzymes to be released. So if you've found this useful, please let me know, like, share and comment, and please feel free to ask me any questions in the comments, and let me know what your thoughts are on this cephalic phase of anticipating your food before your food is actually in your mouth. And is this something that you are guilty of? Do you just rush your food or wolf it down before you've eaten it? I'd be interested to know. So, and are you going to try any of those techniques? Are you going to think about your food before you're eating it? Are you going to look at the colors of your food? Are you going to try and smell your food whilst you're preparing it, if at all? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for being here today. And yes, please like and share. It helps my channel grow. And I will see you again on the next episode. Thank you very much.